Hello, my name is Kimoi Felmine, and today I'll be talking to you about my capstone thesis, which is on parental leave implications on organizational, individual, and family structures. Some of you may have heard the question, what to do when you're expecting? And many would answer, pack a bag, paint the nursery, or simply find a baby name. However, very rarely do we think about parental leave policies and how that may affect us during this time period. This is especially important because maybe one day, if you're not already, some of you may want to become parents one day. One of the hurdles of becoming a parent is navigating your job and being a parent, all while trying to keep your job based on your job's current parental leave policy. As an expecting mother myself, and a person who hopes to find a job by the end of the MAPC program, I am passionate about parental leave policies in the workplace, especially here in Florida, where many jobs just rely on the Family Leave Act of 1993, also known as the FMLA. Current parental leave policies have negative implications on individuals socially, physically, and mentally on their family and organizational work structure. In this presentation, I will take you through an overview of my capstone project, starting with previous research on parental leave policies and a literature review, followed by the research study and an in-depth analysis, the results, and future implications. First, I will talk to you about the overview of my capstone and the purpose. The million-dollar question. What to do when you're expecting? The goal of this study was to investigate the implications of parental leave policies, to understand how to make changes to current parental leave policies. The research question for this study was, what implications does parental leave have on organizational, work, and family structure, physically, socially, and mentally on individuals of all backgrounds? Following that, my main hypothesis was that there are negative implications physically, socially, and mentally on organizational work and family structure, calling for a change in universal parental leave policies. This research is important because implications of this research can help examine how current parental leave policies impact individuals as workers and as parents, and how to change that. It can also give a deeper analysis into why these implications may occur. Next, I'd like to give you a brief overview on parental leave policies. Before you think about packing your hospital bag, let's think about current parental leave policies. The Family and Medical Leave Act of 1993, also known as the FMLA, is the existing legislation that guides parental leave policies in the U.S. According to the FMLA, the Family and Medical Leave Act only offers job protection for up to 12 weeks of unpaid leave in a 12-month time period when an employee is entitled to their paid leave. There are rules to follow to be eligible for this leave granted by the FMLA. States with the FMLA only, it's a big problem because according to Grant et al. 2005, within the United States, there are only 11 states, including the District of Columbia, that offer their own state-mandated parental leave policies aside from the FMLA. In states like Florida, there are no specific laws that are guiding the maternity leave policies or paternity leaves. Marginalized groups. Parental leave policy is often seen as a problem specific to women, which is a big misconception. Same-sex couples, as well as those who plan to adopt, are also impacted by the lack of leave policy. As a professional in a same-sex couple, one may request maternity, paternity, or parental leave following a child's adoption. Same-sex couples take an adoption leave, which essentially mirrors maternity leave. Kerna 2018 argues to stop marginalized groups of people to achieve equality in parental leave policies, extending the same benefits for men. In addition, Kerna 2018 notes to avoid discrimination on gender is to ensure these policies are applicable and given to both parties fairly. Now, I will talk to you about the research study and an in-depth analysis of my results. Instead of painting a nursery, I will paint you a current picture of my current research study and the analysis. There are 49 participants were recruited through the social media platform Facebook. These participants were part of a parental support group on a Facebook page. Participants were given a URL to take the survey on Qualtrics. The survey consisted of 34 multiple choice questions and open-ended questions. The quantitative data was put through JASP and numerically analyzed based on the data. The qualitative data was analyzed using thematic analysis and content analysis. All participants were over the age of 18. 25 out of the 49 participants were parents, 16 were not, and the remaining 6 were expecting. Out of the 49 participants, 38 of them were identified as females, 10 as males, and 1 identified as non-binary. 40.82% of the participants were categorized between the ages of 25 to 34, whereas 34.69% were categorized between the ages of 18 to 24 years old. 55.45% of participants answered yes to their place of employment having its own company policy for parental leave, aside from the Family Leave Act of 1993. 69.23% of participants answered no to the state having its own universal parental leave policy, aside from the FMLA. As mentioned before, the FMLA is enacted federally. Companies have the option to have its own parental leave policy or not, in addition to the FMLA. This can become a problem, since the FMLA only provides unpaid leave, leaving many individuals in a financial crisis. For individuals who have low-income struggles navigating socioeconomic barriers, keeping up with family expenses, taking care of their family, and not being paid within that time off, according to Kaplan 2020. The data suggests 86.67% of part-time employees reported that they were not covered under their company's parental leave policy. Being covered under the FMLA is already difficult enough, as previous research has stated. But what about those who are not covered? The data showed 55.45% participants reported that their place of employment parental leave policies does not extend to its adoption and surrogacy. Leaving out individuals who wish to adopt may shy away from adopting or taking time off because of this. Many of these policies implements do not have added clauses for cases like adoption and surrogacy and classify them as one under parental leave policies when the processes are completely different. 74.19% of participants reported that they did not understand their current place of employment current parental leave policy. Not understanding the policies can lead to negative feelings about them or employees not receiving the full benefits under the policy or being eligible to apply for parental leave. Although majority of the participants had a supportive work environment, those who were not had recurring themes in their answers. One of the biggest problems reported was employees finding another colleague to take over their workload. The data showed that those who felt that their colleagues will look at them differently when taking parental leave, many of the answers reported their colleagues only cared about their own workload, or their colleagues tried to get them fired afterwards. More 2021 suggested parental leave policies that protect employees for demotion or being fired can have more of a positive effect on the workplace culture, ridding the fear many individuals may have. Majority of the participants stated that their current parental leave policies at their workplace had negative effects on their mental health due to stressors such as lack of sick time off, lack of flexibility within schedules and moving about, lack of money, and inequality equality between the amount of time females were given compared to males. 51.35% of individuals felt that their current parental leave policy was biased, mentioning that in the responses there were disparities in gender when it came to their parental leave policies at their workplace. Lastly, participants reported in order to enhance their current parental leave policies, these policies need to account for more time off, suggesting that 12 weeks is not enough, paid leave, policies that are fair and inclusive, and policies that are easy to understand and read. All in all, current parental leave policies have negative implications on its employees socially, mentally, and in regards to their family organizational work structure. Finally, I would like to talk about the future implications of this study. While baby names are important, so are future parental leave policies. This research makes room for better parental leave policies and how to approach them. This study gained insight to the flaws in current parental leave policies and how to fix them. Parental leave policies have not adapted to current times, calling for a change. For the future parental leave policies, it is recommended for policies to be easy to understand and broken up into pieces that are not lengthy or full of jargon. These policies should reflect actual parents who are working across all demographics. These policies should also extend to those who are single parents, men, part-time employees, and individuals who plan to adopt. These clauses should not mirror regular parent leave policies because sections that are only exclusive to the group and their process. This research study did not account for individuals outside the United States, which is a limitation, and a comparison of parental leave policies and its implications based on that. The recruiting of participants is only limited to social media platform Facebook, which can attract certain groups of people compared to other social media platforms, which is something to look out for future studies. To wrap up, I would like to stress the importance of parental leave policies and the effect they have on you. Before I end, I would like to stress the importance of a change to current parental leave policies. Current parental leave policies have negative implications on individuals socially, physically, and mentally on their family and organizational work structure. I would like to use this research to reform these policies to serve the needs and wants of parents and individuals. In this presentation, I talked to you about the overview of my capstone project, previous research on parental leave policies, and a study, and the implications of my research. Hopefully next time you'll know what to do when you're expecting. Thank you.